Hi, this is Daniel from Target Internet, and in this video I'm going to give you a bit of a hands-on tip in terms of how you should be titling your content, how that has an impact on your content marketing, and really what this means in terms of driving traffic through to your website. So when you title any particular piece of content, and particularly if you think about blog posts in this kind of situation, the title you give that blog post is going to have two impacts. First of all, normally what will happen is you create a blog post title and that title will be shared via social media. So if we did 5 key trends for digital marketing, that's the kind of thing that people are going to tweet about, they're going to share on LinkedIn, Google+, and everywhere else. So what we're writing for and trying to do is have an impact that it grabs people's attention. And there's lots of different ways of approaching that. You tend to find that lists work pretty well. So the 10 things you need to know about, 5 things you should never do with, the 30 most shocking facts about, and you see these all the time. The reason they're popular because it makes people think they're going to get some quick bite-sized information. Now there's a whole different number of ways of approaching how you write that content for social media, but you should also be taking into account a couple of other things. First of all, you write this blog post title, you want it to grab people's attention, but also you probably want to keep it short enough that it will fit into a tweet. Now remember, a tweet is 140 characters, but if somebody shares your blog post title, they're going to need to fit in a link and maybe a comment as well. So keeping down the number of characters is going to be important. But the most important thing to consider, as well as the impact from social media, is the long-term search optimization impact. Because if you put words into your titles of blog posts and things like that, it's the kind of thing that Google is going to pick up over the long term. So as you can kind of see from the chart you can see now, what happens is you send out your content and there's a kind of spike of activity from social media, where you've shared it from Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and everywhere else. Now that tends to die off within a couple of days, and you will gradually get ongoing traction from social media. But then what we're really looking for is growth in people coming through to that content from natural organic search. And we need to make sure for that reason that we're factoring words into our blog post titles that people might be searching for. So if I write a blog post like, top 10 digital marketing trends 2015 or 2016, whatever it may be, what's going to happen is that will have a social impact. It will grab people's attention because they like the 10 key trends. But also, if somebody searches for digital marketing trends 2015, that content is more likely to be found. And we know from when we write blog posts, if we do them well, we'll have a good social impact. But then over the long term, that matches the people's search queries, and we end up building traffic from search optimization. So write your blog post titles, think about the impact from social media, grab people's attention. Then think about, are they the right length to fit into things like Twitter? But then also, very importantly, which gets missed a lot, have they got the right words in them to pick up long-term search optimization traffic? Because that's going to mean every blog post you write is going to have a cumulative impact. Because if you could get an extra 100 visitors a month because of a particular blog post being found in the search engines, each time you do a blog post, you're adding more people and more visitors on an ongoing basis. And that can really add some value to the volume of traffic coming through to your website. So if you found this useful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more like this. Good luck with all your content marketing efforts, and I'll see you on the next video.